Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. Today we're joined by Justin, who placed 13th at the 128-person Pro Play Games Tour regional tournament. He placed 13th with Imperialdramon, so we got another spicy list coming up for you guys. Justin, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, plug anything you need to, and then get to the deck profile?
Yes, thanks for having me on. I'm actually friends with Eric, who got top 4, and Tyler Sear, who got top 3. We have a pretty cool locals at Cool Comics and Games here in Cape Coral, Florida. And as you can see right here, I'm part of Team Excuse. Me and Eric are on the same team, and we're really happy that we could both top the event that we placed in. And, plugging in our YouTube channel, we are going to be building that up here soon. We finally having some more time to do that. And it's Team Digi on there right now. So if you guys don't mind giving that a look, we're going to start putting content out there. But
awesome.
So I can start going with the video if you're ready.
Yep. All
right, so start off with the eggs. A lot of this is pretty standard. You have 4 Demi-Vimon. It's because you draw when you have jamming when you attack, and 1 Upamon. It's just the 5th egg. Lets you draw if they don't have a source. Pretty standard on the eggs. Going with that, we have 4 Vmon, just a basic jamming. It's very powerful to do, especially in Imperialdramon, to help restand it so you can swing for multiple times with it. The next set is Vmons. I was playing this because Imperialdramon restands jamming, so this is inheritable, gives you a draw 1 if it is restanded. I've since cut this for something else, and I'll show you what it is here in a little bit, but my thought process was Imperialdramon's going to restand it. You get a free draw, but I've since changed that list around a little bit, but I was playing 2 of those. And then going on, I was playing 4 of the Gomamons. It's 2 costs to kind of, glare, sorry about that. 2 costs to help memory choke people. So you'd use Hammer Spark to put you back to 1, and then you would then just drop this, leave them at 1, so then they couldn't get any traction. And same thing going along with that, we're going to be playing 4 of the Lekmon. So max out on the 2 cost rookies. And it's also nice to hard drop this and then be able to put some Digivolve on top of it. And then, again, leave your opponent at 1. That was very key to helping me win some games, so that way they couldn't do much and maximize on much. Because typically I have Davis out. So I'm starting at 3 and I'm leaving them at 1. So it just helps me put a game on board quicker. As well. Cheap champions here. We have the Gorillamons. No-brainer, just 1 cost to Digivolve. And then I play 3 Frigimon at the PPG. I've since changed this to 4. I've kind of tweaked some numbers around here. It has jamming. It's really strong, and it's only 4 costs to drop. So again, if you're starting with Davis, you can hard drop this and leave them at 1 while having a level 4 jamming on board for next turn. So Frigimon was really clutch, and again, it restands because of Imperialdramon. This list, I played 2 XVmon. I've since cut this down by 1. Again, I'll show you what I changed it out for. It didn't come up as much as I thought it was. It's more of a cheeky play for the most part, I just ended up Digivolving on top of it more than anything. So it really never saw its full potential. But I was hoping it was going to come in more clutch, but it just never really did, and just never amounted to anything on that end. Played 3 blockers. Part of me was wanting to up that to 4 before going in because of Rookie Rush being a very relevant in the meta. But I played with 3, and it seemed to work out great. I did have to, against my Rookie Rush matchups, I did hard drop it, and just let it sit there while I built up my boards, and it kind of helped me, push for game, because I could not have to worry about, them just building a big board and swinging. They would think twice before swinging with the jamming Vmon. So XVmon wasn't a worry because, I'd make it where that would die. It helped, but I kind of wish this was at 4, but 3 came up pretty good. Standard level 5s, you have both Dinobimon and Paladramon. They restand everything, for the Paladramon, so that was for the best. Dinobimon's pretty standard on all that. I played 4 Imperialdramon because this is an Imperialdramon deck. And then I played Metal Gurumon, which was my spicy tech. I never played it once in the PPG. People ask me why I wouldn't do Puppetmon or Bancho Stingmon. There's 2 reasons. There's 1 reason for each. Puppetmon, I always feel bad when you hard drop it, giving your opponent 10 memory, because if you're playing against Shine, they just build a big board and you really doesn't. It saves you a turn, but your board gets cleared. And unless you have something in the raising area, it really never did much. And I just feel like Puppetmon's one of those ones. Sometimes it can clutch you games, but I just felt like it just was too much memory to give your opponent with not enough follow-up with it. And then Bancho Stingmon, I was worried about playing a lot of Rookie Rush, and Bancho is completely dead if I'm playing against Rookie Rush. So I went with this to help me go wide with Metal Gurumon. And I also play Omnimon, so something to put Omnimon on top of. Again, I never played this once, so I actually have since cut this to do other things. Played 2 Omnimons. I feel like it's standard just spot removal and help you push for game and keep you bigger. It helps dodge around Shine Greymon if they don't have enough tamers. So like if they have enough for Imperialdramon and for some reason they can't have another one down, at least 3 Davis, very standard for that. I played 1 Ray of Victory, 1 Coyote's Breath so I played 2 removal spells. I played Coyote's Breath and Ray of Victory. Coyote's Breath is just a big bounce to the hand. That's kind of self-explanatory. Mm-hmm. Ray of Victory, it bounces a level 5 or lower, but then if you have a tamer in play, which 9 times out of 10 you do, it restands one of your Digimon. So it was kind of cool to you would bounce to level 5, get rid of any threats that would be coming next turn. But also I could like swing with my Frigimon, and then instead of having to worry about them swinging over it next turn, I could restand it, so then that way it saves me the level 4, like say if I can't get to Imperialdramon. So it gets rid of something and it restands to protect them. So this was actually really good. It came in clutch many times, and also it activates in security the same way. And so it was very, very clutch in security. Actually, it won me one of my games with against Rookie Rush. Literally, they were swinging for game. They did the XVmon combo. It was my last thing. I literally bounced it back so they couldn't, XVmon again, and it just was clutch. And last thing was standard was Hammer Sparks. Playing 4 of them because it's Hammer Spark, free memory. You can't beat that. Yeah. So that's what I played in the PPG. It worked out great. I've actually really enjoyed this deck. It's a lot of fun. My matchups, forgive me, it's been a little while now, but I played against Purple, which I lost because I couldn't see a level 5, which, as me and Tyler were talking yesterday, this deck loses to itself more than it loses to other decks. Yeah. And that was because I didn't see a level 5. And he saw every removal spell. I keep saying spells, but option in the game. And he just kept clearing my board before I could even get to the Imperialdramon, where I could even get out of the way of, blowing up level 5s or lower. And so, there was options that he was just doing that. Played against, I think, 2 Rookie Rush. Those weren't too big of a problem. Rookie Rush is how good their security is, and I got very lucky that their security wasn't ungodly for me to deal with. And then I played McDonald's Control, but he just wasn't seeing what he needed to see. He kept removing my field, but I could just keep building up, and his security wasn't what it needed to be. And I can't remember the other decks, but I think it was like mainly Rookie Rush is what I played against all day, which it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
But so, I played in 2. I played in 2 locals since then, and I've changed up my deck. And the only deck changes I made, and I've topped both events, was these 4 cards. I cut the XVmon for another Frigimon, just because the jamming was clutch, and it just was more relevant later in the game than XVmon ever was. I cut the 2 Vmons for the Gabumons because sometimes you don't always make it all the way up to the the Imperialdramon to get the free restand to draw. So I guaranteed myself with the draw with the Gabumons and dropping them. And then I cut the level 6 to play a second Ray of Victory because it was just that good. I enjoyed playing it that much that it was just that good to play it. A second one of. So now I play the 2 Ray of Victories and the Coyote's Breath, and I think that's a good ratio of removals, and it honestly saves me so many times. So honestly, the main MVP of the tournament for me was Ray of Victory for sure. It's a really strong options card. Nice,
that's really awesome. Yeah, definitely an underrated option card.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they make an alt art of it because, as you can see, I max out on alt arts, so
yeah,
I definitely
awesome.
want
a big flex.
A nice.
Yeah.
Well, Eric and I got our tamer boxes at the same time. That's I know he said in the video with you that was one of the reasons he played Rookie Rush, so he could hard flex all those option cards, So, but no, Imperialdramon definitely is a really good deck, really strong. I hope more people start playing it. Like I said earlier, it mainly loses to itself when it bricks. It's kind of like Shine Greymon. When you brick hard. But other than that, it's a really strong deck. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely echo all those sentiments. That's really cool. Congratulations on your placement at PPG. Thanks so much for coming on to do this deck profile. Those changes are really interesting, and it was really insightful getting to see the choices you made for this Imperialmon build. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I hope to see you again sometime in the future, and I hope you had a great time.
Yeah, man. I hope to talk more PPGs, and I'll be following your channel, and hopefully you guys follow us too.
Awesome, cool. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and thank you, Justin, for coming on. See you guys.